One of the reasons American football is not a sport played here in Europe is because no one really knows how the game goes to begin with. The only things we know are the things we see in movies, meaning we subconsciously know every tactic by heart and that everybody wants to date the quarterback. So the first thing you should know is that American football doesn't really involve a foot or a ball, so the reason they call it that is just probably to confuse the rest of the world when we spoken of football. So here's a quick explanation of how the game is played. So let's start with the field. The game is played on a rectangle field with two goalposts on either side. The 100 yards between the goalposts are divided by lines every 5 yards and marked every 10 yards. They are used to determine how much territory is gained by a team in an offensive play. The space between the markings and the goals are called the end zone. A game is split in 4 quarters of 15 minutes, with a break after the second and third quarter. When the fourth quarter is over and it ends in a tie, you get overtime, which is also called sudden death. This means you get an extra 15 minutes to finish your game. If there's still a tie after that, it stays a tie. When a player gets tackled, the time doesn't stop. The time only stops when the ball is off the field, doesn't get caught, or hits the ground. This means the game could take up to 3 hours. The game starts with a coin toss that decides which team gets in which position, offense or defense. This gets followed by a kickoff. It's when the defending team kicks the ball to the other side of the field from the 35-yard line. The offense then catches the ball and tries to advance the ball to the end zone for territory until the defense stops them. This is when and where the game really begins. At this point, the offensive team gets 4 chances to advance the ball down the field. An attempt is also called a down. If they manage to advance the ball over 10 yards, they go back to the first down, which means you have 4 downs again. When a team doesn't manage to make the 10 yards, they lose possession and the roles get switched. So the defending team turns into the offensive team and the offensive team turns into the defending team. This is basically kind of how American football works. The team who earns the most points at the end of the game win.